Hello. If you have been sending cold emails to professors for graduate study and you have not been getting responses or you have been getting rejection, you should keep watching this video because I'm going to share with you tips that will make that story change. I'm always here to get your admission ready and to make sure that you submit the best application and also that you get into graduate school as soon as possible. So if you know that you have been, you feel you're doing everything right and you just send cold emails and you don't get positive response or no response at all, I have good news for you. So at the end of this video, the story is going to change, I promise you.
Nice.
So there are things you probably are not doing right. So let's talk about them and see which ones you should change or which one you should adjust. And by the way, I don't know what you're waiting for if you have not subscribed to this channel, because I talk about everything graduate school. I get your admission ready, and also I talk about scholarships, all those stuff. So you should subscribe, like, and share. So it's gonna, help me reach more people, and also you're gonna get notification when I, make new videos. So let's talk about that. So I made an expounding video on how to send cold emails, what is your address and all those stuff, what should be the content of your cold email. So I'm going to drop the link in the description box, so you should watch that video. It's going to really help you. So yeah, I talk more about things that I won't talk about in this video in that video. So you should watch both videos so you can be well versed on this topic. So let's get straight to the conversation. So the things you probably are not doing right is perhaps you have not done your homework. Maybe you're sending a cold email to the wrong person. So, and if, professors are busy people and they have their own personal lives, they have a lot of research they're working on, they have a lot of meetings they need to attend. Academic environment is a busy environment. So they don't waste time on, applications that are not worthwhile. So when you're sending your cold email, before you send any cold email, you should do your homework. Make sure that you are certain that the professor's research area is in line with your own research area, research interest, as the case may be. So you don't want to have a mismatch. So make sure that you do your homework. Make sure that professor's lab, is related to what you are applying for. So if you are sure about that, most people don't do their homework. They are not certain about what the professor is doing. They just shoot emails randomly and expect that they will get a reply. No. What entices people is that what you are doing is a great fit for what I'm doing. And I always say that graduate school is a job. So you should think of it like a job. Nobody wants to hire a banker or someone who studied banking and finance for an engineering position. It's a mismatch. So make sure you're doing your homework. So if you're sure if you have not been doing this right, so make sure you do your homework. There's a position for everybody right out there. You just need to do your homework and find out the best fit for you. So think about that. Another thing you might not be doing right. Maybe you have done this, and the first one I said, you've done your homework and you are certain that you have the same research interest or area with a professor, is probably the way you are sending your cold email. Check the content of your cold email. You should watch the other video I made. I talk extensively on what the content of your cold email should be. So think about that. The content of your cold email is important. It should not be too lengthy that they will come back to it and read it later. And it should not be too short that it doesn't even see anything about it. So it should be at least maybe 3 paragraphs or maximum of 4 paragraphs, but it should be concise enough and explanatory enough to captivate anyone that is reading it. So watch the video. Is going to help you, write a good cold email. And if you have any questions, I'm always happy to respond in the comment section. So another thing you might probably be doing wrong is the subject of your cold email. So if you watch the other video, I talk about this. So the subject of your cold email, I'll just say briefly that you can put prospective PhD student for fall 2025 or for fall 2024 or for summer, as the case may be. So prospective master student for, that's a good subject for your cold email. So maybe your subject is not right and it's not captivating enough. So make sure you're writing it correctly. And also, you should check your name on your email. Most people don't do this. The name on their email looks like spam. You don't want to have it should be your name and your surname. You don't want to make sure you're checking it, and you make sure you're sending it right. So most people, I receive a lot of emails, and I don't even want to open it because I feel it's spam, because people receive spams a lot. So make sure you're checking this. Also, your signature of your email is very important. Make sure you're checking this, and make sure they look very professional and looks authentic. Not You should look genuine. So all these little things can mar your chances of getting your cold email rejected. Another thing I want to talk about is how you're sending your cold email. You might probably be not attaching the documents correctly. Honestly, I've been hacked before, and I lost a lot of files because I click a PDF file. So people are scared to open emails that doesn't come from official addresses. So maybe Gmails or Outlook or Yahoo Mails. So you want to make sure that is a big headache on its own, and it's a red flag already. So you want to make sure that whatever the content of your email is, or whatever attachment, especially when you're adding an attachment, it should be very professional, that someone will want to open it. And you should explain what you are putting in the attachment in your email. So for example, if you're writing your cold email and you're attaching a file, you should explain, you should list out the attachments you're putting on your cold email. For example, if you have attached your CV and your transcript and your maybe work history or whatever you have attached, you should spell it out. Oh, I have attached this, and this. Maybe you put it in bracket so that the person will know that, okay, what is on the attachment is genuine, and it's not going to attack my system or put virus in my system. So make sure that you don't have too many PDFs attached. Some people attach like 5 PDFs or 4 PDFs or 3 PDFs on an email, and you expect somebody who is so busy, who does not know you from Adam, to open the email one by one and be reading your attachment. That is not fair. So what you want to do is to maybe go to smallpdf.com or I Love PDF, or if you're subscribed to Adobe, you can actually list out, upload the files there and arrange them in the order. Maybe you want to put your CV first, put your transcript next, and your research, a short brief of your research interest, and whatever you want to add to your cold email, and make sure it's just compiled into one PDF file, and that's what you should attach. So just explain that, on this PDF file, I have attached my transcript, my degree certificate, my CV, and a brief summary of my research interests. That makes more sense. So someone will be happy to open just one PDF file instead of opening 10 PDF files. And you don't want to get to a situation where the professor wants to open your email and wants to come back to it. No, the first impression matters the most. So it makes you look organized, look ready for whatever position you're applying to. So make sure you are thinking about this before you send your cold email. So these are probably the reasons why your cold email are not read. Most of the time, professors need people as much as you need them. You want admission, and they need people to work for them. Most positions in the university are, open, and they can't find the right people. So you want to do your own work to make sure you're finding the right professor. And as much as professor wants to hire the right people, they just don't want to hire anybody just for the sake of it. It's money, it's funding. Someone is paying for it, and they don't want to waste that. So make sure you are doing your best, and you are not shooting yourself in the leg. So if you do all these things right, I'm sure your email will be read. And one last thing I want to talk about is the timing is very important. So for example, most people that are sending cold emails are international students, and the time zones are very different. For example, you are shooting cold email to someone in Finland and you are in Africa, for example, the time zone is different, or maybe Denmark, or maybe United States, or maybe the United Kingdom, or maybe Australia, whichever, or maybe in Korea, the professor's time zone is different from your time zone. So you don't want to send an email when the professor is probably sleeping. So you got to do your homework. Maybe you have to stay awake, to send your email, or you have to schedule a time, maybe send the email as a draft and schedule a time for it to send. There are those options on email for email providers. So you want to make sure that you are, check the time zone. And most of the time, I always encourage people to send a cold email on Fridays, which is that's the time that most professors are relaxed, maybe talking to their graduate students, having meetings and all those type. And Friday mornings, target Friday mornings, they are effective time to actually send your cold email. You don't want to send it on a weekend. Most people don't open their emails on weekends, except it is, if I'm opening my email on a weekend, for example, it has to be very important, not some random person that I don't know that is looking for graduate admission. I wouldn't want to do that. So think about this thing before you actually send your cold email. Another thing I want to talk about timing is, don't send your cold email when you know that the school will be writing exams. Those are, those times are very cumbersome, and they are busy, grading papers. They won't have time to be reading your cold email or to be responding to it. So you don't want to get, sometimes your cold emails are perfect, they are great, but the timing is wrong. So don't send your cold email when you know that the school will be writing the exam. So you need to understand all these things. And you want to send the cold email, when you know that maybe at the beginning of the not so much at the beginning of the quarter or the semester, maybe somewhere 2 weeks after resumption, or a week after resumption. People are kind of relaxed there, not when the professor is trying to attend to students, or prepare the syllabus and all those stuff. It can be your email can go into the trash. And it's okay to send your email again. Sometimes it enters the junk folder and nobody sees it. So if you send an email and you don't get response within 2 weeks, you can send a reminder. So just write a reminder or read whatever you have sent again. So sometimes you need to just resend your email. And don't send cold emails, too many cold emails that you can't follow up. It's okay to follow up for your cold email. So make sure that you have done your homework correctly and you are sure that you are targeting the right professor. So that's it about cold email. If you have any questions about sending cold emails, or like things you think you want to know, you can drop it in the comment section and I'll be happy to respond to those questions. Thank you. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video to someone you think is looking for graduate admission or has been in this situation before. So I'm always here, happy to help you to get your admission ready. All right, see you around and see you in other videos. Bye.